Was my bench boost team in game week 30 a success or a failure? And I'm revealing my free hit team for game week 31. Stick around. £77 points so far for my bench boost team this week, with 3 players to play in Man City's game against Burnley tonight, with my captain Aguero still to play, so I'm really hopeful he can deliver there. So far I'm a bit disappointed about how the team has actually done this game week, with a few unfortunate things such as Arsenal losing both games to Man City and Brighton, with Leno getting injured early on in that second game, Aubameyang blanking, Robertson failing to show up against Everton, Sheffield United losing 3-0 to Newcastle, including an Egan sending off and a Lundstrom benching in that second game. Aguero also getting benched in his first game, although coming off the bench to pick up an assist. Some 50-50 calls went the wrong way, unfortunately, picking Alonso over Doherty, who smashed it this week. Ederson is still to play tonight, but choosing him over Henderson has so far proven to be a bad decision. Barnes, Mount, Grealish and McGinn also blanking in their games as well. One of the positives is Jimenez, Mr. Reliable, yet again scoring. He's going to be in my team for the rest of the season, just so reliable. With De Bruyne heavily captained this week, it was a rank buster not captaining him for his 14 points against Arsenal, but yet again he is there to play tonight against Burnley. Captain Aguero for me, hopefully he can take us over the 100-point mark for this game week, which would salvage currently unfortunate bench boost decision. So let's have a look at my game week 31 free hit team. I've decided to free hit to take advantage of some of the good fixtures this week. So I get a whole new team, and my old bench boost team comes back for game week 32, and I'm choosing to wildcard in game week 33 where there's a fixture swing, and by then we would have had more information, more statistics about who to target for the rest of the season. I'm going to start with Nick Pope in goal for Burnley against Watford in game week 31. Burnley are historically defensively solid at the back, and Watford had a good result against Leicester at the weekend, 1-1 draw, and they seem to be getting a few shots away, so hopefully Pope can have a man of the match performance, loads of saves, and Burnley squeaking out a clean sheet. Next up, I've doubled up at the back with Liverpool against Palace with Trent Alexander-Arnold and Virgil van Dijk. My selections: Robertson is currently injured as per my bench boost team, so I don't know whether he'll be back for the Crystal Palace game. Those two offer goal threat and assist threat as well, so who knows against Palace. Matt Doherty is my third defender against Bournemouth, a great fixture to target. As we've seen in the last game week, he can go forward and deliver assists for the likes of Jimenez, although it was to Neto at the weekend. But he's in a great back line for Wolves, defensively solid. Hopefully they can grind out another clean sheet against Bournemouth. Next up, my midfield, first on the list, Mo Salah. Being rested against Everton, coming back from injury, he was left out for the entire game, so hopefully he'll be back for Crystal Palace. Jurgen Klopp has hinted that he will start next game. So captain Salah is a little bit risky. I might change that before the start of the game week, but he's currently on Salah. Hopefully he can come in fresh and score a couple of goals against Palace. Next up, Bruno Fernandes against a weakened Sheffield United side without the likes of Dean Henderson, who's ineligible to play against his parent club, John Egan suspended for one game, and Jack O'Connell potentially missing out still through injury. So a weakened defensive line for Sheffield United, for Man United to target, hence Bruno Fernandes comes in. He's only failed to return FPL returns in only one of his games for Man United. He's still on penalties, and Man United look good with the likes of Paul Pogba back and Marcus Rashford, so potentially a more vibrant Man United attack. Son Heung-min also comes into the side with a tasty fixture against West Ham in game week 31. Spurs will only benefit from the return of Dele Alli, who comes back from a ban. Bergwijn is also in good form, scoring his goal well against Man United. Harry Kane is back, looking to be that provider, seemingly less attacking threat. Hopefully Son can take that mantle and be the most threatening player in that team for game week 31. Next up, two Everton players, Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, come in against a tasty fixture against Norwich, who are defensively weak with 3 of their main defenders out injured. They looked really shaky at the back against Southampton, who put 3 past them this week. There's no reason why Everton can't do the same. Richarlison looked really good against Liverpool at the weekend, with Dominic Calvert-Lewin not connecting with any of Richarlison's crosses, but the potential is there for this double act to score well against Norwich. Next up, Marcus Rashford for Man United. I've gone with him for my second forward spot over the likes of Jamie Vardy versus Brighton, because Brighton didn't look too bad against Arsenal and might cause Vardy a little bit more problems than Sheffield United versus Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford can take advantage of that weakened Sheffield United side with 3 players potentially out. I want to double up on that Man United attack, which is potentially a bit more creative and more cohesive unit going forwards, with the likes of Paul Pogba and Martial also coming in and increasing that threat level. Rashford also looked like he was going to be taking that second penalty against Spurs before the decision was overturned, so we don't know whether Fernandes and Rashford will be sharing penalties going forwards, but regardless, if I have them both in my team, I know that I'll be getting points regardless for the next penalty. Last but most certainly not least is Raul Jimenez for Wolves, maintaining his position in my FPL side, the only player to do so in this free hit team. He has a great fixture this week against Bournemouth, who are struggling for confidence. They conceded 2 goals against Crystal Palace, who are typically low scoring. So hopefully that free-flowing Wolves attack can get a bit more out of the Bournemouth defence, scoring 3 or 4 potentially. Hopefully Adama Traore plays, who was always a positive influence on Jimenez's returns. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this side. I'm able to bring back some big hitters to take advantage of some of these decent fixtures in game week 31. Hopefully I won't tinker too much more with it. I'm pretty happy with it. Captaincy is going to be a big decision on whether I maintain it on Mo Salah. I'll wait to hear some more injury news about him ahead of tomorrow night's deadline. Let me know what you think about the team. Who would you captain? Would you do anything differently? Let me know in the comments below. Feel free to support the channel by liking or subscribing. And also have a great game week, and I will see you next time.